check game. This is what we doing, okay? Welcome to the Learning by Ear Masterclass, you feel me? Let's give a hand for everybody who came and wanted to watch this video and want to learn how to play pyramids, but play it learning by ear, you feel me?
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
So, I played around with it a little bit already, and here's a few tips right off the bat. What you're going to notice is this is what I already listened to. So finding the bass is the first thing I do. First you gotta find the bass or the melody, right? So usually you can either find one of that or the bass, and it'll give you something to work with. I found that first, and that told me what the bass was. That's actually the bass of the whole song. Well, the first half of the song. People ask, how do you find the chords to it though? This is what I'll be saying. Because the first note in the bass is F, right? This is what I mean. It's either gonna be a few chords. So for me, I bounce between two. So I got an A, a C, and an F, right? It's gonna be either this one or this one. An A flat, C, E flat. You play enough chords, you practice, you remember these chords. When you hit a note that's a bass note, you have a whole like dictionary or collection of other chords that you know use a F in the bass. So now you just gotta select which one you want to do and make sure that matches up with what you're hearing. So that's why that's how I can come up with the chords, because I'm listening for the bass first. The bass notes is always crucial, or this part. And it's just matching. I don't need to know what the key of the song is right now at all. You know, I'm just matching the notes that sound right.
Set the cheetahs on the loose.
Also, you can ask questions in the comments.
Bring her back to me. Run, crown of her fashion, throne of her passions, shining like diamonds.
See, that be the point. Like sometimes you don't have time to sit up there and listen to the whole to try and learn the whole bass pattern. You can kind of play around with it. This is where scales do come in handy, right? So after you've kind of got like notes that go, you can kind of pair some chords that sound right. This is where your knowledge of scales. So the only type of theory that I really work with is scales and chords. And I don't think about none of that because I memorized it so much. It's just an underlying like knowledge now. So, and what I mean by that, like this is probably, I can't even tell you what key this probably is in. I can tell you what scale maybe, judging on all the chords I've hit. So like, wait. Could be an A flat. If you can play the bass notes and then just start hitting a whole bunch of keys and it sounds right, it's usually that. So, okay, I just found it. That's the A flat key. I didn't need to know that, but knowing that knowledge in the back of your head helps you to improvise and add in extra things. But like I said, you trying to do the exact bass sometimes, or however they did it, sometimes you don't have time to get it exactly, but you can get it, the essence of it. And that's where improv comes in. You feel me? So in an future, I'm like diamonds in the rocky world. I keep up, and like cashmere and the rocks of the rhythm and the colors floor. Oh, and others side the pyramids and arms on the floor. Symbols clash inside the pyramids. Voices still left the house. Over cheetah on the move. Listen, Cleopatra. Listen, the reason I can just bounce through that and I'm not even playing the same chords anymore. You see that? Same thing. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you let me just tell you the chords of what we got so far. Okay? So, an F in your left, right? You got an A flat, C, E. Okay? That's how I play it. To a D flat in your left. Mind you, this is the chord. Play it down here. Just take this and move it down here. Right? To a D flat. I love this chord because you can play it like this. D flat, F, A flat, and you're good. But you can also add the E flat, right? Which, if I'm believe, that's the ninth, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the ninth chord. That's what they mean when you say add the ninth. You count up the scale of whatever key you're in or wherever you're at. From wherever you're at. So I'm on a D flat, so I start from the D flat and I count all the way up. And if you count all the way up to 9, that's the ninth note. You don't have to play it here. You just bounce it back down here and you're adding a 9, which if you count up through this, count from the chord root that you're playing on, D flat, you count up that scale. You count to 9. Whatever you land on 9, wherever it's at, closer within the scale, closer within the chord, E flat right here, press it. And usually it's right next to that first root. Sounds full, right? And then you can also play this. This is just a fancy one. I'll be honest, don't even ask me how I'm doing this one. I'm just write it down and do it. All right? Just write it down. That way you got a nice chord for whenever you're playing a D flat chord. Now you'll know that you have another chord in your right to match with a D flat bass note. You see what I'm saying? That's how I learned this stuff. I don't need to know exactly what's going on, like the chords and the key and stuff. I don't really need to know that. All I need to know is the scale. Everything else is fancy. That's a D flat, bad. That sounds good. Either way. C, F, A flat, C. Which, to be honest, it's really just this chord. Which is a F, A flat, C. Which is very close to another inversion of what this chord already is. It's just adding the C. See what I'm saying? So, it's just a different inversion. So it's voicing it. So we just transform this chord, and you can do this with all of them. But just For example, just giving you a theory into what I'm talking about. You got this chord, it turned into this, right? Then it turned into this. All the same chord, but given different vibes. So none of those were actually wrong. So starting over. Third chord, C in the bass, a G, B flat, E flat. Okay? Then go up. B flat. We're gonna do an A flat, C, D flat, F. Okay? And then we're gonna stay here. Hit the A flat real quick. Just bounce back up. Those are the chords for the whole first thing. And again, when I tell you like about I'm not gonna do all the extra stuff. I can use an octave. You press this A, you press this F, you press the other one in your bass. I do this a lot. You just bounce. Practice hitting both of these notes. We're trying to stretch your fingers. If you can get away with this. Something else you can try to do is just get used to bouncing a chord in your hand. Feel me? So, in the future, like diamond in a rocky world, I keep I'm like cashmere in the rocks of the rhythm and the baddest floor. Inside the pyramids. See what I'm saying? Just bounce. Or you just gotta get used to bouncing with the rhythm and not playing it so static. So it doesn't. So it gives you the essence of all the extra stuff. And again, if you learn your scales, you'll know that the chords you're playing, there are certain notes within that scale that you're already playing because you're playing the chord, right? So there's extra notes that you can touch that will sound good because they're a part of the scale of the key that you're playing or the chord that you're playing. So if I'm playing here, you can just arpeggiate this chord, which is just playing the already notes that you're playing in the chord. So like this, I'm playing these, right? Watch what I do. All right, that's arpeggiating basically. It's the same thing as this, except I'm hitting these. Once you use your sustain pedal, right, just hit them softly. You don't have to hit them hard, but just hit gently, just touching on all these notes. So next chord. Hit one twice, hit one once, mix it up. Don't just like mix it up. Or just hit like this: A flat C, E flat, A flat C. Just go in repetition. You don't have to move the bass, which is good practice to get used to this. That's a big thing I do with improvise. Sometimes I don't do too much extra. I'm just hitting the notes I'm already hitting. The chord gives you a cheat code. Those are the notes you can hit. B flat is a note that's in the scale of that's in the key of A flat. Actually, it's the second note. So I know that the chords that I'm playing can be associated with that note. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm when I'm here, I'm gonna hit the B flat. I didn't even need to think about the fact that that's a ninth chord. But this is an A flat chord. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And at 9, every time in the scale, it's gonna land on that. It's a B flat. And what did I tell you? It's right next to the root. Never fails. I don't need to know that though. Why? Because the scale itself already told me that I could hit that because it's associated with the notes. So I didn't even need to know nothing about no ninth. I just learned that yesterday.
Whoa. Nah, I never knew that.
For this video. I already kind of had an idea. I know about sevenths, but whatever. Either way, look. So far as that transition, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm probably not gonna do too much crazy. I know it's a whole little thing, but one thing I've noticed, just slow it down. When you get there. I'm just arpeggiating. Remember? Just slow it down and then we'll fade into the next part. But let's learn the first part.
Big
Feel me?
sun coming strong through the motel lines. Wake up to your girl. Finales
I'm listening to that synth bass.
I'll watch you fix
I
your
heard F.
hair, then put your panties on in the mirror. Cleopatra, then your lipstick.
A flat.
Cleopatra, then your 6-inch heels catch her. She's headed to the pyramid.
I think it's just gonna go F, G, A flat.
Working at the pyramid.
Yeah.
Working at the pyramid tonight.
Yep.
Working at the pyramid. Oh, working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Pimping in my convo. Bubbles in my champagne. Let it be some jazz playing. Top floor motel suite. Twisting my cigars.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Wait, so it's probably slow down. Working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Oh, working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Top floor motel suite, ripping my cigar on the TV with the VCR. Looking at the pyramid tonight. Looking at the pyramid. Looking at the pyramid tonight. Looking at the pyramid tonight. Okay, so 3 chords right there. I'm kind of gonna switch it up because it just sounds. I got two options because you heard both of them sound right. So that it's gonna be on the A flat. We already did the A flat chord. A flat in your bass. How did you know? Because I listened to that synth and it was like. That's how I found that. And I was like, I heard you, right? So it's the A flat, right? I need some chords that match. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? Yes, it is. It's that. That's what it is. Okay? So right? Go down. G, what is it? You try it out, you'll find out that it's this. G, B flat, E flat. Right? Go down to the F, okay? What's it gonna be? Well, we just played some chords in the first half of the song. It'd be smart to try out and recycle some of those songs from chords from the first half. Yeah, that works, right? Now you can try all the different inversions that you can play with it. That one, this one, add the G with the A flat, C, E. Well, honestly, it's just this. It's just you're adding a G. It makes it nasty, makes it real good and full. And that's it. And it's just gonna bounce back up and go back down. Feel me? That's right. Working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Oh, working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Ooh, the pyramid tonight. You feel me? I'm showing you. That chord, this chord, to this chord. The F, A flat, C is the same thing as an A flat, C, E flat. Same thing. And again, it scales. Your scales is going to be key, just like we talked about in that first half. Now, one thing I'm going to switch up. That's that second chord, right? I mean, I said go down to the G, right? This is what I'm going to say. And this is again with when it comes to scales. B don't sound right in this. Guess what, do? That don't sound right. That sounds right because we're playing A flats anyways, A flat chords anyways. And if this is in the key of A flat, then all of these chords, all of these notes make sense. C is in there. Again, what can you exchange with bass notes? Sometimes you can do it in reverse and say, what bass notes can I exchange with the chord? So if I'm playing a G, B flat, E flat, and I already figured that the bass is doing a G, and that chord matches with that, cool, right? But we seen in the first half of the song that another chord uses this chord, and it's a different bass. It's a C. So both of these have happened in this song already. So in my head, I'm like, well, this has already used some chords from the other part. What if we just try and use that again? Let's see what happens. Working at the pyramid. Oh, working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah, working at the pyramid. Oh, working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah, working at the pyramid. We'll go back to the G. Working at the with the VCR, to the C. Whip ain't got no gas tank, but it still got wood grain. Are you catching my drift? Are you catching my drift? You catching my drift? This is why I will say, if you trying to do any of this, dude, and this episode clearly has just been about scales and chords. We're playing around with it. And the other ones, I'll show you more about runs and stuff like that. But this one was about this. I'm being real with you. Scales and chord. Every video, that's going to be a concrete thing because that's how I've learned how to do all this. Mind you, we just finished the tutorial. Let's give ourselves a hand because that was the 3 chords. That's the only 3. You learned all the chords from the song. There you go. Listen, you can play around with chords so well, but the key is, for me, what I would say is always learning the bass, bro. Learn the bass even before you listen to the melody. Sometimes you want to listen to the bass, and once you find that, bro, I'm talking about even if it's a rap song, you got 808s, subs, whatever. Listen for the bass, bro, and I'm telling you, it'll guide you. But you have to learn your chords. So all the chords that we learned today that you picked up on, you got to memorize these, write them down. I don't care what you take a picture, screenshot. I don't know what you got to do, but you need to you just can't learn it and move on. Like you got to like stick with that and get that embedded in you. That way, the next time you hit another song, you feel me? You'll be like, and it's got an A flat. You feel me? You'll be like, man, hold on. Or you'll be playing around, or you might be playing around. Now you know, oh, I can hit an A flat. Now you got like that chord to go to, that chord to go to, that chord to go to, that chord to go. Like, you see what I'm saying? Why? Because you've done, it's just like basketball, bro. That's why I love watching sports. But it's just like basketball. You got to practice this stuff in the gym. That way, when you get into the game, you already got your arsenal and you did it 1,000 times. But scales is really the key, bro. Scales is really like to unlock far as like expansion and improv and essentially learning by ear. Because like, yes, you gotta listen, you gotta have an ear for it, but it makes it 1,000 times easier. You're not playing so much of a wild game. There's some structure to what you're listening for to help you speed that process up, because otherwise you be picking at everything. And there's some songs I still have to pick at because like they're kind of more difficult, more complex, but for the most part, bro, you can hear some songs, you find a bass. Once you've gotten your repertoire of chords down and stuff, it's a matching game. All right, the bass went here, the bass went there, the bass went there, and then the bass went there. You can pick out any bass notes and I can make a song out of it. You got any questions about anything? I love talking about this stuff, so we can talk. We can talk about it and we can chat it up. You feel me? But I hope this video was cool. I'm really wanting to be able to showcase whatever you all want to see from me or need to see from me from my style or whatever. I'm trying my best to break it down. I got ADHD, so give me some grace, you feel me? It's a lot going on at once when you're doing this stuff, so I'm trying my best to slow it down and show you what I do, you feel me? But hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Talk to me, you feel me?